Hi, I'm Zakia from DHSS. Hello children, how are you? Today, let us learn a beautiful poem, The Castle by Edwin Muir. What do you mean by a castle? It is a beautiful building which is being architecturally prepared for a battle or a war. What thoughts come to your mind when you see this picture castle? Soldiers, weapons, huge buildings, canals, and so on. Children, have you ever visited a fort or a castle? Well, one we have in our own city, Fort St. George. Now let me give me a small introduction about the poet Edwin Muir. Edwin Muir lived from 15th May 1887 to 3rd January 1959. He was a novelist and a translator as well as one of the Scotland's most important poets. He is remembered for his vivid poetry. He began writing poetry at a relatively old age and over the course of several years worked out an individual philosophical style for which he gained recognition later in his life. Now let me give me a small brief introduction about the poem. This poem, The Castle, talks about a mighty castle was betrayed by one of its own inhabitants. In other words, we can say how greed led to destruction. Here the poet also discussed few qualities like strength, greed and regret. So this poem, you come to know, it is an unexpected battle. No weapon, no fight, but still the enemy won the battle. You'll be wondering how. Later in the explanation we'll come to know. This poem consists of 6 stanzas. The first 3 consist and it tells about the strength of the castle, and the remaining 3 stanzas talks about the downfall of the castle. Like all other poems, this poem also consists of rhyming word, rhyming scheme, figures of speech like alliteration, personification, simile, allegory. You'll be wondering what is allegory. Well, this poem is in the form of allegory. Allegory is nothing but a figurative mode of representation, conveying a meaning. It is used to interpret or reveal any hidden idea or information from a poem or story which we are going to learn now. Now let me give you the explanation of each line. First 3 lines. All through that summer at ease we lay, and daily from the turret wall we watched the movers in the hay. All through that summer at ease we lay. We refers to the soldier. So all through the summers, the soldiers are stress-free and relaxed. Why they are relaxed? Because the castle is strong, king is brave, so they are confident that no one can enter the huge castle. That's why they are stress-free and relaxed. So have you understood? And daily from the turret wall. So daily from the turret wall you see there over there, it is a small tower. It is called as a defensive wall. From that defensive wall they are watching. What they are watching? We refer to the soldiers. We watch the movers in the hay. So they are watching the people cutting the grass and leveling the grass in the hay. So the soldiers have no worries. They are totally stress-free and relaxed. They are so confident of their self. Line number 4 and 5. And the enemy half a mile away, they seemed no threat to us at all. So enemies from the turret wall they are watching. What they are watching? The enemy is half a mile away. Anytime they can attack. But they are free. They are not worried. Anytime they can come and attack. They seem no threat to them. Why? Because they are totally relaxed. They are so confident no one can enter the castle. No one can threat. For what we thought had we to fear, with our arms and profender load and load, our towering battlement tire and tire. So line number 6, 7 and 8, you see, this thought, for what we thought had we to fear. So one of the soldiers is getting the thought in his mind. What thought he is getting? Why should we fear? Why should we fear? with our arms and profender alone. We have more food, more arms with us. If there is lack of preparation only, we have to have a fear. We need not worry about anything. We are confident, we are vigilant. So we have enough food, more than that, more than what we expected. Our towering battlement, tire and tire. So the towering, the openings, overlapping one over the other. So they are so confident. And friendly allies drawing near on every leafy summer road. Friendly allies mean neighboring countries, the supporting countries are close on every leafy summer road. So this denotes the nature. So the climate also is pleasant. So they are very confident. Even the neighboring countries are ready to support them. They are coming closer to support them. Line number 11 and 12. Our gates were strong, our walls were thick, so smooth and so high no man could win. So here the description of the castle. So the poet is describing the castle. The gates were strong gates. Our walls were thick and smooth. Why the walls were thick and smooth? So no one can climb over it. High, the walls were high, so no one can come into it, enter it. So the gates were strong, the walls were thick, high and smooth. No one could enter the castle with a strong fortification. So confident they were. So description of the castle. A foothold there, no clever trick, could take us dead or quick. Only a bird could enter it. So neighboring, so what here is telling is they are confident about the strong gate, everything is there. But what he is telling here is a foothold, no one can play a trick, no one can play the prank, no one can enter it, no one can cheat them. A foothold there, no clever trick, no one can cheat them and enter it. And they cannot go dead or alive. Only a bird could enter it. Have you understood? What could they offer us for a bait? Our captain was brave and we were true. So no one could be lured. No one can cheat them. That is what he is telling us. No one can cheat us and enter us. Captain was brave, true soldiers, and we were true to them. Nothing can defeat them. No one can cheat them. No one can enter it. So vigilant they were. No one can bribe us. There was a little private gate, a little wicked gate. The wizened warder led them through. So here is a turning point. There was a little private gate, a little wicked gate. The wizened warder led them through. So one private gate leads to the king's gallery. So every castle has a small gate, private gate which leads to the king's gallery, guarded by the wizened warder. Wizened warder means old guard. He is there to look after them. So wicked gate. Wicked gate means small evil gate. So why he is telling this is through this evil gate only they were bribed. The guard was bribed. So this old man was bribed. They were totally defeated. So there is the turning point. One private gate which leads to the king's gallery, guarded by the old warder. So he is telling here enemies which he was bribed by the enemies and took the money and let the enemies inside. Understood? Oh, then our maze of tunnel stone grew thin and treacherous as air. So line number 21, 22, you come here is this maze of tunnel stone. Maze of tunnel stone, confusing path. This confusing path, you see that in the picture. That confusing path grew thin and weak. It was betrayed. It looked as if the air has given them the way to the enemies to come inside. Winding and confusing path grew weak and the disloyal as the air has paved the way to the enemies to enter in. Have you understood? It shows that the air has given them the way. So that is why they were defeated. The cause was lost without a groan. The famous citadel was overthrown and all our secret galleries were. These 3 lines tells us that what is the castle known for? For its safety. Our cause was lost without a... So the soldier is lamenting, he's crying, he's mourning, he's telling that the famous place which was for the safety, the citadel was overthrown by the enemies and all the secret galleries became empty. Line number 26, 27. How can this shameful tale be told? I will maintain until my death. So he does not want, the poet, the soldier does not want to reveal this shameful act. How can this shameful act or tale be told to anyone? He's feeling ashamed of himself. The narrator wanted to does not want to disclose this act. He want to hold this until his death. He does not want to reveal the secret. It is a shameful act. We could do nothing being sold. Our only enemy was gold, and we had no arms to fight with it. So as I told you, there was no arms, no fight, no battle, but still the enemies have defeated them. The guards could do nothing but being sold. The enemy was money and gold, and they had no weapons to fight with it. Have you understood? So what is this? The hidden message you get here is greediness. This shows greediness. Money makes everything. This is the hidden message in this poem. Have you understood, students?